Bitcoin is at $80,000. I mean, this weekend it's popping off everywhere. I'm sure you guys are pumped at the moment. You're sending P&Ls to everybody, but we're looking at the fear and greed index. That thing is starting to move a little bit higher. And guys, if you're sitting in altcoin trades, I've got you covered today. We're going to look at all of these things that are trying to squeeze now. We're going to look at some levels. We're going to look at all these zones. We're going to deal with them. I need your tokens. This is a big day. Let's get right into this. And remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, hit the subscribe. You normally see me on Banter Plus Monday to Friday, a little bit earlier. If you like this type of content, come and hang out with me and Ray on the Banter Plus. There he is, beast mode on. He refuses to give us the rainbow. I don't know why. Here's the bull. Can we get the rainbow when you get back, bro?
Bull market.
I need it. Okay, guys, I mean, what is going on here? Look at ADA, 41%. I faded that thing. I was not interested in ADA last weekend. Geez, am I paying the price at the moment? Cass, look at that, 30%. We looked at that one on Friday. Sui, what an absolute banger. It's happening everywhere. Doge, I've got that chart for you guys. That Doge looks like it's on track to 31, and it's all happening out there. And I think these bears, the bears are getting absolutely rinsed at the moment. And I think just one more of these. Come on, one more. Let's go. So yeah, let's just take a look at this BTC situation. Now, it's almost euphoric out there. So I just want to remind everybody again, it's that feeling of euphoria. At the moment, you're sending your wife your P&Ls, you're sending your friends your P&Ls right now. Okay, remember this feeling. When last did you do that? Probably in March, when things were absolutely ripping. And what happened? At some point, there were flush outs along the way. So I just want to warn you guys, if you are sending P&Ls, you're feeling a little bit euphoric, maybe it's time to just take a little bit of profit. I'm talking the leverage traders out there. Take some profits, maybe tighten up some stops if you didn't get such great entries and things like that. Just be careful. These are hot zones here, and we are on a weekend vibe. There's low volume here. Things are going mad. So just look after yourself. So here is BTC on the 2 hour, and you can see we're squeezing again. Now, I mean, we were looking at this about an hour ago thinking things were going to start rolling over a little bit, but I've marked out a couple of things for all the traders out there. So there's a few things you guys need to be paying attention to. Number one, let's look at this regular RSI on the 2 hour. This thing is heavily overcooked here, but again, it doesn't mean it has to turn over. It doesn't mean it has to shoot lower down, but if we just make an observation here, these things are very much overcooked at the moment. So just a little bit of caution to that upside over there. Now, I've marked out 2 liquidity zones for you guys. I've taken this off the liquidation heat maps from CoinGlass, and I'm using these zones just for you guys to see clearly. So there's a danger zone here at 81K on BTC. So any pops in here could be a little liquidity grab to the upside. So 81K, look out there. And then downside levels of interest for me at the moment. Little liquidity zone here, 78,500. That's a zone of interest here, a little flush to that type of zone. And then we've got an interesting one. I see the CME closed at 77,100 on Friday. So that could be a beautiful little area here that they might want to come and tap. And that ties in with our super bullish 236 fib as well. It ties in with our super bullish horizontals here at 77,100. So that's a hot zone there to the downside. Then a little bit lower for all the guys out there, 75, and the girls, 75,100, 73,520. Now, these are the zones I'd be watching over the next 24 hours. And look, we do have our upside target on BTC. I mean, it's still 89K, give or take. There it is. There's our magic fib. And we were looking at 88 to 89,000 as our upside target. But, let's go baby steps. Let's watch these hot zones for now. And just interesting levels to observe now, especially the altcoin traders there. If we do get a quick flush on BTC, make sure you are tying in your altcoin levels. You want to get out your bullish altcoin fibs, your 236s, your 382s, and any dips now on BTC. If we do get some moves to the downside, make sure you are tying them in nicely with your altcoins. Ray, where's that rainbow? They want the rainbow. They actually literally asking for it, please. And subbing to everyone who subs to me, says 75K is health penis or whatever he's saying. Yeah, look, I agree. 75K would be a healthy little pullback. Now let's look at this situation. Now, who remembers this? Don't you guys Don't you guys feel this way sometimes? This guy, I'm an idiot. Why didn't I buy BTC at 74K? Then it goes down to 48 and he says, I'm not buying that shit. And then it's back up again, 77K. And now we're at 80K and the same guy is wishing that he had bought it at those levels. So guys, I mean, this is the cycle. Isn't crypto just the gift that keeps on giving with all the drama? And our fear and greed index has finally hit 78. Now, remember, we were trying to buy bottoms at 20, at 25, at 28, those types of levels. So now it's just attention here. We have obviously seen the fear and greed index a little bit higher and before, and we've seen this thing push 80 or 90 at certain times. So I'm not saying the party is over just yet, but I'm saying let's just have self-awareness here and understand where we are in this current market. Renee says colossal crash is days away. Look, guys, 100%. There he is.
It's rainbows over here. It's rainbows over here. No crash.
Rainbow Ray is back. Yeah. Okay, Rainbow Ray is back. Okay. And okay, so we're gonna bang through tons of charts here. And who remembers this thing? This is the map, the funding heat rate map that we were pulling out in March when things were cooking. Now, if you were trading in March with us, you remember we were getting massive pumps. I think AVAX hit 60, Sol also hit around 200 at the time. And we were super euphoric back then as well. But we were using this map, the funding rate heat map, as our guide to when things were getting a little bit overcooked. And for those of you who need a refresher, whenever it got deep orange, that it was a sign that things were getting hot and they wanted to flush out the market. And when it was nice and green, like you see now, then things were relatively okay. So you can see to the right-hand side, yeah, the hot ones for me are Popcat. I'm a little bit concerned because I've been building this Popcat entry for the last 2 weeks. So I'm still looking for some Poppy's power. Then Goat, we know that one is a little bit hot. Mudeng, super hot as well. So caution on the ones that are orange or yellow. Those are the danger ones we need to watch. And then the light green generally seems to be okay. So that is a nice little guide. Get this out. It's a free thing on CoinGlass that you can use. It's the funding rate heat map. Just keep this on the side when you are trading, and especially when you are feeling euphoric. Make sure you have this guy in front of you. And then the top 3 gainers in the last 24 hours. Bogdan, where are you, bro? ADA, I mean, 32%. I think it's at 40% now. And Sui, I mean, what an absolute ripper that Sui was. And then Cass, we touched on that and nearly hit a major weekly level for us.
You gave that trade. You gave
couple of bangers, guys. Look, I mean, look, to be fair, okay, I could have called a bag of dicks and that stuff would have pumped up anyway. I mean, the market has been so bullish at the moment, but we hit some absolute bangers on Friday. But anyone who took some trades over the last couple of days, you're feeling like an expert trader. So all I can say at the moment, big zones coming on altcoins. For me personally, I've taken profits on quite a lot of trades. I had a cracker, Peppy, I've closed that in full. I had a banger, Sui, I've closed that in full. And the AVAX, I'm sitting at a major resistance band at the moment, and I'm considering a TP or a head short play. I'm going to take you guys through that in a couple of seconds. So let's see. Jesse says he's getting scared. Sunday pump, CME gap, correct. Scary funding rates, correct. RSI overbought, correct. Taking profits, guys, especially the leverage traders out there, nothing wrong with taking some profits along the way. Really, bank that stuff, because there's nothing more offensive than watching your P&L that you just sent to your wife start going down because you haven't taken profits. And then you got to go back to her and tell her you didn't actually close the trade. What is she going to say to you? What is she going to say? And just remember, Thomas, what's happening, bro? Okay, let's talk Doge. I mean, look at this absolute ripper. And Ray just told me offline. Ray, can I tell them? Ray's busy building a Doge short at the moment. And I think he was offended when I said to him, this Doge is going to 317. Okay, so anybody trading Doge at the moment, I mean, this isn't...
I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable.
This is an absolute God candle. Ray says it's okay because his liquidation is at 35. So I was saying it's all okay until we get to 34. And then there's going to be a bit of a panic. But anybody trading Doge at the moment, this thing is looking pretty solid. So 317, that's the big zone that I would be watching now. This is on the weekly time frame. So these are the spot traders. And, the guys that aren't under a lot of pressure. I'm not talking about the late longers. If you're a late longer in Doge, and what I'm saying is a late longer is anybody who didn't get it somewhere around 215, then just be careful, because if we do get a quick flush on BTC, that is going to be a quick little magnet before they send that one higher. So Doge traders, 215 is a nice little support zone here for you guys to pay attention to if there is a quick flush in the market. Now, remember that feeling of euphoria, it can get cancelled very quickly, and they can do a quick reversal there. So if you have an entry above 215 on Doge, just make sure you're safe. Okay, that's all I want to say there on that. And 317 is in line for what is coming. And then 𝗫𝗫XBT says RSI has never been this low on a price discovery breakout. Okay, he's saying raise your targets, and the man's got a point. Okay, so yeah, look, 89, we'll start with 89. Let's see what happens after that. But bullish pullbacks all the way, I would say, along the way. Now, big week again for us, and one of these could be a catalyst for a little pullback there on BTC. Key events, OPEC monthly report, that's an oil situation. If things look good on oil, we can trade that on Prime XBT. Then October CPI, October PPI is coming out this week, Tuesday, Thursday. Powell speaks on Thursday. So we've got a week ahead where there is going to be some kind of volatility, I would expect. And Jay says liquidation wick incoming. Guys, just yes, I agree. Okay, so S&P, no changes, obviously. I mean, we looked at this thing on Friday. I'm still looking for 6,000 on the S&P. We are nearly there. I suspect we are going to get some reversal when we get to that type of zone, but nothing to do there just yet. And the big dog is printing still. Okay. And the worst part about this one is this is doing way better than my PopCat trade that's in the ZoomX competition at the moment. So unfortunately, I'm watching this one keep grinding higher, but that PopCat trade is letting me down at the moment. Okay, let's talk BTC. Let's talk Bitcoin dominance. Okay, this is a big one for us now, and you can see our big red candle. We've been talking about this major weekly rejection zone. I've been watching this one for weeks. We eventually hit it. They put us under pressure, the 60.4%. There was pressure on that zone, and we were waiting for that rejection. And fortunately, the big weekly level and the macro 618 did work out for us once again. So it did its job. And now we've got a nice rejection for BTC here and a big support level incoming. Okay, so watch out. Bitcoin dominance moving onto a potential support band here at the moment. What I'm saying is here, this is a zone where you could get a bounce in Bitcoin dominance. What does that mean for us? Well, that means Bitcoin could be favored over some of the alts if it does start bouncing here. Now, that is all perfect. If Bitcoin is ripping to 88K, 89K, that's perfectly fine if we get a bounce. Just exercise a bit of caution. If Bitcoin starts rolling over now and starts targeting 77K, 76, those types of levels, and we're getting a bounce in that dominance, those alts are going to feel a little bit of pressure. So anybody who was late on some of these altcoins, maybe you're catching some breakouts this weekend, just be careful there. That is where they can come and flush you guys out quite quickly. So that is looking interesting to me. And then another one we can watch is ETH versus BTC on the weekly. And you can see we've had a strong bounce now off our major weekly level. And just like dominance on support, we are looking at ETH versus BTC at major resistance now. So interesting zone here for us. This could be an area where we get a rejection on ETH versus BTC. That means BTC is going to outperform ETH potentially for a short term. Once we break that, clear skies. We're going to see ETH pumping to big numbers there. We're going to see ETH at 4K, maybe above 4K if we do get that nice little break on ETH BTC. So we had a critical stage now, ETH BTC. Resistance zone. Okay, so just tighten up stops. Just make sure you guys are okay. And then I've got to say, I love this thing. Okay, Ray, just let me know if you can hear this, because this is the most important message of the day. This was ETH, okay, Q4. And this is how I felt. Come on, let's go. There we go. And we good. The ETH bonus. I mean, guys, I had a lot of ETH bonus, and I must have bored you guys a lot. But finally, we got ETH doing what it needs to do. Okay, let's talk ETH. And let's look at the big boss. Now, Bart says, 80.7. What is that? Is that what we've just hit here at the moment? So you can see ETH at the moment. Upside target for this potential move, 3,500 to 3,600 looks great. Okay, so anyone trading ETH at the moment, big level that you need to pay attention to now is 3,000. We can lock in that 3,000 for now. Any moves to the downside, super bullish zone there for us. So if you're trading ETH and you've got an entry under 3,000, you should be okay on any types of bullish pullbacks here. Any major pullbacks you're looking at, 2,900. That is going to be another hot zone for you there. Big level there, 200-day moving average and our 382. And we've got some big daily levels there. So that is an interesting zone as well. So 3,000 super bullish for ETH. 2,900 is your next big one that you can watch in the next few hours. And then a couple of targets that you want to pay attention to on ETH if you are looking for potential TP zones. There's one there, 3,396. And then your next big one is going to be 3,568. So those are the big zones that you need to pay attention to the upside. One of those should be the trigger where ETH does give a short-term little reversal, some kind of rejection, some kind of reaction in those zones. Now, we can't guarantee it every time, but what we can do is work on some big high-impact zones and some big hot zones, and these would be typically Remy says we love extreme greed. Okay. Well, these are typical reaction zones for ETH. So anybody trading ETH, look out for me, 3,568. That's a big level that you want to pay attention to the upside. You can see it's nice and juicy there, but all is well. Okay. All is well. Bullish pullbacks. That would be lovely. Now, let's look at Arbitrum. This was one of the trades we did on Friday that I gave you guys. And this thing is cruising now. So we're nearly at our first TP zone. So just almost there. Okay. So 0.6755. That was our target there for Arbitrum. You are nearly there. Okay. So if you are getting to that point where you're looking at your P&L, maybe start clipping a little bit off there. And then with regards to support that you want to watch, 0.60. That is your first hot zone you want to pay attention to. Look at that nice little juicy zone there. 0.604 is a nice little one for me. And then 5.7 is the big flush out. If they give you a massive flush out here, it's 0.577. But right now, for me, Arbitrum on track to 0.6755 that you want to pay attention to. And then let's update Uni as well. So Uni, we had a great little reaction off the show there on Friday, 8.5. Look at that perfection of that 382 fib. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this fib, right? Look at this thing. I mean, it's absolute perfection. They came in there and they kissed this thing and they've sent it higher. So Uni hasn't been a massive mover relative to some of the other tokens this weekend, but we have got to move out of it. But what I would say here is Uni needs to start breaking highs pretty quickly. Otherwise, we're going to start looking at some kind of double top situation there. So we really just need to start pushing quickly with Uni. We want to start breaking those highs so that we can remain bullish and then start taking out our target that we were looking at. And that target for me was 11.8 was what we were looking for on Uni. You can see it's a nice big juicy zone there for us. So right now, Uni support is still 8.5. Upside target is 11.8. Needs to break those highs pretty quickly. Needs to just break the 9.67 zone. If we can crack that one, then things will start moving relatively nicely. Now, anybody who's missed some of the fun and anybody who's learning a bit of leverage trading and things, well, there might be something for you guys. You can try Bitfunded. Now, this is trading with other people's money. So if you've missed this whole weekend move or you want to try a few things and you don't want to risk your own money, what you can do is get a Bitfunded account here and you can trade with other people's money. So what does that mean? You send them $79 or $100. They give you a $5,000 or a $10,000 demo account. Then you can trade with that. You make 8% phase 1, 5% phase 2 to show them that you can trade. Then they're going to give you real money. You trade with that. And if you trade successfully, you keep 80 to 90% of the profits. Now, Bitfunded are having a Black Friday sale at the moment. So if you buy 2 of the starter packs on Bitfunded, they're going to give you a third one for free. So there's a link in the description for you here under the show. So just go straight under the show there and you're going to see all the things that I talk about, including the Easy Algo and MDX Algo indicators that I talk about, all these exchanges that I use that are KYC free. They're all here under the show description for you guys, including Bitfunded. And most importantly, Win a Bitcoin is back, but we'll talk about that one just now. You can win a Bitcoin by guessing the price of BTC, but we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that on Banter Bubbles in a second. So let's talk Solana at the moment. Here we are, Sol on the daily. I mean, this is just Raymond. This is mad. Sol just won't stop at the moment. So what I want to highlight here for everybody is major weekly level coming now on Sol. The yellow dots that I've put in there, 216. That is a major weekly zone. Let's just move out here. And weekly levels, remember, weekly levels are a lot stronger than daily. They're a lot stronger than 1 hour candles. And those levels, and you can see I've got a couple of weekly touches in the zone. So again, another area, just a little bit caution here for Sol. 216, little bit of a danger zone. Once we pop that, okay, once we pop that, it's all systems go. We're going to 250, and I think that should happen relatively quickly once we blow the 216. So 216 is the level to watch right now. You can see I've got a target at the top there as well, 271. That is a simple 1.618 fib pool as well. So interesting things happening here for Sol traders, and I think anybody, I mean, look at this rate. Look at this giant cup and handle as well. Look at this thing. Absolute massive cup and handle here on the weekly. So Sol could be gearing up for some massive things here. And look, I don't want to give up my Sol entry here, so I'm hanging on to this thing at the moment. Where's the rainbow, bro?
This mode is on. Let's smash the likes, guys. Let's smash the likes, please.
Okay, guys, if you're enjoying the content, hit the like, hit the bell, hit the subscribe. Remember, you find me on Banter Plus. If you like this type of trading stuff, Banter Plus every day, Monday to Friday, I am live. And okay, now I've broken down Sol on the 2 hour for the DGen traders just to get a more zoomed in effect. Now, I know there's a lot of late longers here on Sol, and I'm sure there's a lot of scalpers on Sol from 200, from 206, those types of levels. So I just want to give you guys an understanding as to where we are in this current picture. So you can see Sol has been grinding up from our absolute lows. That was on the 4th of November at 155. So nice little push. And now I've just highlighted a few DGen levels for you guys. Now you can see as Sol moves up, we just need to adjust some of these levels here for us. But I want to give you key levels. If you're sitting in Sol positions now, you need to understand where can the price go if there's a little sneeze in the market and it still remains bullish. What sort of zones can we hit on Sol? So I just want to give you a couple of areas here. So first zone for me that you want to watch, DGens now. This is absolute DGen stuff here. DGen traders, 207. You can see I've got short-term 382 support here, horizontals 207. So if you want to use that one as a potential support, if you believe Sol's going to now churn to 250 without putting the brakes on, well, that is your first hot zone that you want to watch. Then I've got a banger for you guys here at 202. That is a nice little zone for me. So that would be short-term bullish. I would say, look at that little trend break there, little retest at 202, somewhere in that level. That could give you a nice little Sol pump. That's for the absolute DGens. Now, for those people that like to zoom out and understand where we are in the bigger picture, you need to look at some slightly bigger zones, some slightly more reasonable pullback zones. Now, things have been a little bit euphoric this weekend, and it's easy to get carried away with things. But if we have to zoom out and really start paying attention, where can Sol go where it's reasonable for us to, expect a bullish bounce and still chase the 250 target? So for me, levels of interest on Sol, 192, 185, and 178. These have got to be the big zones you're watching now. And I'm talking about a Bitcoin sneeze. If Bitcoin sneezes here, comes to a big flush out, I expect the alts to then flush out relatively quickly as well. And these are the hot zones that you want to pay attention to. These are the zones where you can start looking for potential buys on Sol. Now, that's for the bigger picture stuff. So it's 192, 185, 178. Now, if it carries on going, short-term support, you've got it, 207 and 202. Now, those are your DGen supports. Those are for the 20x guys, okay? The 30x guys, the mentally disturbed humans that might behave like me and Ray on occasion. Those are your levels that you want to be watching. Do you concur?
I definitely concur.
Hate a bit of leverage. Hate it. Okay, let's talk. I wanted to focus on AVAX for this particular example now for you guys and show you my strategy. So I've closed Pepe in full. It was a banger. I've closed Sui in full. It was an absolute banger. But AVAX, you can see I've got a nice AVAX trade running. The entry wasn't perfect. I was a little bit late on it. The entry is 26.9 and this thing is grinding higher. So now what are my options as a trader? This is what I just want to give you guys a couple of options here. So option one is I'm going to show you the AVAX chart. It's at major resistance. So I can either take profit here and close that position. I can either take a bit of profit on that position, or alternatively, I can say to myself, okay, let me open a hedge short in case the market falls over. I can leave my AVAX position open, my main one, and I can open a hedge short play in anticipation of some kind of pullback in the market. So you can see I've set a limit sell order here on AVAX at 33.5 to start some kind of short hedge position. I want to show you why, and I want to show you that chart. So here's the big chart that I wanted to give you guys on AVAX, and just to highlight why this is a bit of a danger zone for us. Now, if we use our regular levels and all these macro pools that we do with these fibs, we can see this region here, this 32 to 33 zone. It's a major weekly level for us. We've got tons of weekly candles, and you've seen our dominance reacted on that weekly chart. Eventually, we got that big rejection. We've got a major weekly resistance zone here on AVAX. Then I've also got a major 618 fib pull. We know that gives us a reaction when we hit those to the downside or to the upside. Then I've got a kicker here as well. I've got an anchored VWAP from the absolute highs in March on AVAX. We are now banging straight into this thing at the moment. Look at that big anchored VWAP zone here, telling us there's a little bit of danger in this area. So take profit zone, maybe take something off the table, or this could be a short zone on its own that you could look at, but dangerous. Okay, so for me, a little hedge play in these types of conditions. And if we flip this chart over, I just want to show you what this thing looks like. If we were getting a dump in the market and we were dropping into these types of levels, I'd be saying, guys, geez, look, we're looking for some type of long here in that zone, and we're looking for some kind of push. So just look out for a wick through that area, maybe one last pump there, and then a potential reversal. So I just want to say exercise caution. And with regards to my plan here, I'm not closing AVAX. I want to hold this one. Peppy, I wanted to hold, but it just pumped too much. I had to take profits there. I'm going to show you that Peppy chart next. And this thing, I'd like to hold this. So if we get a pullback on AVAX, I'm just going to use that to add to that position and grow it a little bit more. And there's that head short limit sell order, 33.585. So let's see if that picks up. But AVAX traders, danger zone. Okay, I've explained why I think this is a danger zone. If we do clear this area and we manage to hold above, it's going to make nice support for us later, and that is going to give us a massive trade on AVAX, and we're probably going to be looking at the 47 to 48 zone next. So first thing that it needs to do, okay, let's just pull this thing out here. First thing it needs to do for us is clear all the danger ahead. So we need to get a solid break through this region. We want to really blow this 33 zone, then a nice little retest somewhere in that zone, 32, 31, somewhere like that. And then we are looking for that 47 move on AVAX. So right now you can see my concerns. Danger zone here for us, very green candles. Okay, these things are, look at that. Okay, we get these and they sometimes like to come and wipe them out. And just to give you a couple of examples, back in March when we were very euphoric back then, you can see what happened. Look at that, multiple days going up, then a little bit of flushing, and then they sent it down. Okay, same story in March when we were super bullish, nice little push up, then they sent it down. So just remember, they do play games, they do come and flush you out at some point. And if you've got great entries, you can hang on to them. If you've got average entries, just make sure the danger zones, those hot zones, you're paying attention, you're clipping a couple of profits there, you're tightening your stops, because they have a habit of coming back to flush you guys very quickly. What is Adrian telling us? Are those binoculars? What is he looking at there? Okay, let's talk. Oh, here's AVAX. Okay, so your option for AVAX. Now, this is for the DGens. This is what I wanted to give the DGens here. If you're looking for a scalp on AVAX, your safest way to play this is either to play horizontal breaks. Okay, this is absolute DGen stuff. So you play breaks of horizontal on lower time frames. If you believe that AVAX can break through this type of resistance and start firing higher to 47, your best way to do that is to play breakouts. Okay, so you can see AVAX is currently breaking out on this horizontal, and then your safest game plan here, and I'm talking to the absolute DGens here, you bang out a stop under the breakout candle, 32.75, or alternatively, you bang out a stop under 32.53. You're just looking for some areas here where if there is a little retrace, it's going to hold for you, and then you want to send it off. So that is a pure breakout trade. If you believe that this market can push higher in these current conditions, that is what you do. Stop under the breakout candle or stop under some previous lows. Then you can start targeting those upside levels. So that could be the start of a potential move for you, 47.5. But remember, risk reward, okay, it's starting to get tight. We've had a busy weekend, okay? So, if you're trying to squeeze a little bit of water out of a rock here, just be safe, okay? Just be super safe. And then levels to the downside that you can watch for AVAX, 31.8. You can see we've pinged this one a couple of times now, okay? Nice little zone, 31.8 that you can pay attention to. And then a little bit lower, we've got 31.2. You can see we've got great tie-in with those horizontals there. So these are medium-sized flushes. If BTC turns over here, medium-sized flushes, 31.8, 31.2. Those are areas of interest there for me where we could try and get some kind of continuation there. So just play safe in that zone. Absolute degen play this if you are chasing these moves. Just be careful in those areas. Then here's 𝗡𝗡𝗅, and this is exactly why I've closed 𝗡𝗡𝗅 today. And my intention with 𝗡𝗡𝗅, if you guys have been watching the show, I had multiple limit orders to the downside looking to add on to that position, but we just absolutely ripped. And we've ripped into the zone that I gave you guys last week. This was a danger zone for me on 𝗡𝗡𝗅, major 618, major horizontals as well. I've got order blocks in this region too. So a relatively reasonable TP zone. So I'm out of 𝗡𝗡𝗅 completely now, waiting to see what happens. What is the game plan now carrying on if we do start moving higher? So I just want to flip this chart over for you one more time. Look at that thing. So if we were dumping into this type of level, we'd be looking for bounces in these types of zones, as you can see. And now we are dipping into this region. So I want to just stress again, look out for a fake out to the downside, grab some liquidity, and then maybe something along those lines. So that is my current game plan with a lot of these tokens at the moment. Now, of course, I could be absolutely wrong, and they could start ripping, and they just rip into Wednesday, okay? And 𝗡𝗡𝗅 ends up way higher. But for me, hot zone for me, danger zone for me, discipline for me. I think if there's any lessons from the previous bull market and from March as well, we had a nice bull run in March. If there's any lessons that I can share with you guys is when you get these euphoric pumps, take some profits, bank some profits, hold those dollars, wait for a few days, let things settle down. Okay, the market doesn't go away from us. The market is not leaving us here. Make rational decisions. Just bank some profits at some good zones. This is a personal lesson. Bank some profits at big zones and wait. Okay, so that is what I'm trying to do here. Trying to exercise a little bit more discipline. Yes, the market could carry on churning. Yes, it could go much higher, but this is my current game plan on 𝗡𝗡𝗅. I'm expecting some kind of sell-off later today into Asia. Now, like I said, could be absolutely wrong. And if 𝗡𝗡𝗅 does start pushing higher, here's a target for you guys. For me, it's going to push these all-time highs. So the next move for 𝗡𝗡𝗅, and I believe there'll be another trade, and you'll get it from me. Okay, so I'll make sure that I'm teeing you guys up at some point, but it's going to be 000167 is going to be our upside target there on 𝗡𝗡𝗅. We're going to get it at some point, but right now, I want to just see what it does in the zone. If it does push a little bit higher, we're just going to be a little bit more patient. And let's see, make money, travel, enjoy 1,000%. I'm not stupid no more. 3-day cycle, I'm taking profit. Guys, it was a massive pump. Now, I want to show you this CAS chart. I mean, CAS has basically erased 5 weeks of downside in like an afternoon. Okay, so just understand what is going on in this market. So at some point, people do come and start taking profit. So here's 𝗡𝗡𝗅 on a smaller time frame for you guys, and this is for the degens again. So exactly the way we looked at AVAX. Let's actually zone in here on the 1 hour. So the same game plan for AVAX. If you believe for 𝗡𝗡𝗅 that we can blow this major resistance band, which includes weekly levels, 618s, order blocks, all these types of things. If you believe it can go higher, then basically what you want to do is use some key supports. And I'm going to give them to you. Look here, it is 0.01166. Okay, that is support number 1. So a nice sneeze from Bitcoin. That could be a nice little buy for you on 𝗡𝗡𝗅. If we do push a little bit lower, 0.0109. Okay, that is another beautiful zone there for 𝗡𝗡𝗅. So these are reasonable bullish zones here. If we do get some sneeze in the market, those are bullish zones. If you're jumping into a trade now, if you're trying to scalp 𝗡𝗡𝗅 now, all I want to say is remember what your risk is. Your risk is normally the downside move to a reasonable hot zone. So if you're jumping in now, yes, this thing could start ripping, but what is your actual risk? It's 8% down to this first major support or bullish support zone for me. So there's a possibility that if it rolls over here and you're trading 20x leverage, can you ride this thing down 8%? Are you prepared to, or are you the type of trader that wants to hit a stop here, hit a stop there, hit a stop there, hit a stop there, and you hit 3 or 4 stops and then you catch it eventually? So I just want to say, just be safe, okay? If you haven't if you've been trading all weekend, foot off the gas a little bit, in my opinion. So hot zone for me, 0.01166 on 𝗡𝗡𝗅. Upside target, if it carries on moving, upside target for me, 1.6. Okay, that is a big level here for us, and I think there's going to be another trade at some point. We will catch it, okay? At some point, we will get that trade, but for me, it's not right now. For me, I just want to see what happens, but there's another 28-30% coming on 𝗡𝗡𝗅 eventually. Okay, so let's see how that plays out. Hello, sir. welcome, sir.
Yo.
What are you doing in the dark?
Bull market. I was having a family day, bro. Chilling with the family. So I don't even have my gear set up, but I'm like, oh, Dill's live. I thought I'd pop in.
Bro. No, it's wild out there.
Let's celebrate.
Wild.
Bro, I haven't seen a pump like this for a long time. Like this is nice. This is great. This is
it's the real deal.
Remember when we always said, one green candle takes all the pain away, right? I think people are starting to understand that saying now. One green candle.
This is what we've been saying, and I'm sure Sheldon says on his show all the time, guys, if you've been watching our shows through this crap bear market, you've done all the work. Okay, now is your moment. Now is your time to shine. This is it, guys. This is what we've been waiting for. This was all the work that we have been doing. And if you've put in the hard yards, retail is only coming in now. Okay, you've got sharpened pencils. You understand trading. You understand these things now. Retail's coming in now, and things are going to get fun. I'm assuming
I think our shows will grow in the next week. I think you're about to see so much people fly into crypto. I still don't think retail are here yet. I think. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you, bro.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm lagging my side. I still think they come about 100% away, to be honest, is when a lot of retail come. But now you're going to start seeing the increase very quickly. Guys, keep your heads level. If you miss trades, don't jump in late now. Wait for flushes. I'm actually preparing for a flush pretty soon. I think the market's going to have a quick little shakeout. Leverage is going up through the roof, so expect a nice little shakeout.
Bro, like I was saying now, did you watch a bit there? So we got AVAX hot zone, Peppy hot zone, Whiff hot zone. We're all in big danger zones here. So that's why I'm a little bit cautious. There's no like fresh trades for me unless you're an absolute savage. So I was telling the guys, I've taken profits Peppy, I've taken profits Sui, I've taken profits on loads of things. I'm still holding AVAX, still got Sol, those things. Head short potentially coming for AVAX, or just sit back and wait. I mean, it's very simple. You don't have to short anything. Unless you're an absolute savage, but you can sit back
shorting is way worse right now. If you're a shorter now, like you're gonna struggle in this market. Trust from someone that went through their first bull market and try to short everything. Just be a longer in these type of markets. Just be patient, wait for your dips, and continue. The shorting gets you in a lot of trouble, dude. But you know what's nice this time is looking at the normal coins pumping again and not just memes. Like, this is the problem we had in March. March was all about memes. It was all about this. Like, we even have Cardano pumping now. We have Doge going through the roof.
Right.
We have, like, the coins are back, bro. And for me, it's like, finally.
It's 40% up. I'm assuming you got Doge. I mean, I was looking at this Doge chart.
We got Doge and we got Cardano. We got Cardano.
Look at this thing.
No, it's like, it's sickening where things are about to go next.
Oh,
I think, good. Like, that 𝗙𝗢𝗟 as well, you spoke about it. That thing's about to rip. I think AVAX is going to go through the moon now. I think injective links are going to start flying.
No, it's happening.
It's happening. Polygon is even waking up. Another coin that I'm really paying attention for breakouts is Phantom. I think Phantom's going to get ready for another cruise. But to be honest, I'm still sitting on a bunch of cash, and I'm probably going to deploy in about 2-3 days. I'm just going to wait for this little rally to go. There will be a quick little liquidation flush. And that's where I want to catch some more load up zones and some gaming. I think gaming is going to start going in next week.
Okay, I'm glad Sheldon is, we got the same mindset here. Okay, just be careful. That's all I want to say. Like, things are hot. It's weekend. Like, just if you've missed it, like, just let it chill. Things happen. 2 to 3 days, the market changes. Maybe there's another guard candle, but eventually we get that pullback.
I guarantee you tomorrow or Tuesday is a double-digit red day. I guarantee you. In the next 3 days, you get a double-digit red day, which for you should be a rule in bull markets, is when you buy. You buy double-digit red days. That's true. And they only come every couple of weeks once there's been a very strong pump. But 2-3 days, there will be a double-digit red day, and that's when I'm interested.
Yeah. Agreed.
How are we doing, guys? I'm going to carry on your chat. Like, who's making money? Sorry, I didn't mean to interfere, but I just want to see the chat here. Who's making money? Who's been doing well?
He's shouting Cardano at us here. He's shouting at us. He's loving Cardano. Guys, I think anyone who had staying power in Cardano, fucking good for you. I mean, Bogdan was calling Cardano last week. He was telling me to long this thing. And it's absolutely flying here. And I mean, these guys are loving it. They're absolutely loving it. Guys, I want to talk PopCat. Okay, poppies. Now, this is my thing.
I'm going to bring the background here, bro. Much love.
Okay, later. Okay, guys, PopCat. Now, you know, this is my ZoomX comp trade that I've been building for weeks, waiting for a little bit of action here. And I'm still not back in the top 10, but it is coming alive. But look at this. 𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗪, he shorted 𝗙𝗟𝗓. Okay, look at this guy. 420% up. He caught that short on 𝗙𝗟𝗓. James from Sniper Club, Meme Master. Look at him. 269% up. Tacos. Who is Tacos? And 𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗟𝗪. I wonder what happened to 𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗟𝗪. 𝗙𝗟𝗟𝗟 was 220% up. And he was winning the competition. Now, DJ and David is in line to win $8,500 now on the ZoomX comp. And I believe it's still open. We got 130 traders in the competition right now, a prize pool of $22,000 for the top 10. Okay, all you need to do is finish in the top 10. Here's Maruk, also from Sniper Club. She's 89% up. I suspect she was shorting because she was 150% up just the other day. So things are definitely hotting up there, guys. And if you want a piece of the action, yeah, join the link in the description there for ZoomX Comp. Come and join me. It's a private competition just for my show. And the Sniper Club members are obviously in it. We've got a channel in the Sniper Club, and we're dropping setups in there all the time. Now, I committed to just trading PopCat for this competition, and I added again a little bit on that dip this weekend, so you can see we've dropped into another hot zone here that was just above our 618, and you can see this has created a nice little trend now for us for PopCat. So big level incoming for me on PopCat now, 1.45. That is another add zone for me. So if I get a dip into that zone, 1.45, I'm adding a little bit more to that laddered in PopCat position, trying to get a nice big size going. Eventually, when this thing does pop, then we're going to finish in that. We're going to finish in the top 2 or 3 there on that comp. I think I'm coming probably 13th or 14th now. We are grinding higher very slowly. So PopCat traders 1.45. Going to add a little bit more when we do hit that zone. Now, some of you guys took a couple of trades with me on Friday that I was opening on WeX. One of them was 𝗬𝗟, and the other one was Ping, and the other one was WIF. Now, WIF pumped so hard that I closed that thing. So I've got the WIF chart for you guys. 𝗬𝗟, you can see that thing is cruising now. I have added to that one a little bit, and Ping, I did add a little bit to Ping. So we're going to take a look at these charts here. And Audrey, don't panic, bro. Don't panic. Just hang in there. It's coming. Okay. If you missed it, don't FOMO. There's high risk of getting rinsed now. If you're FOMOing in on high leverage now at these types of levels, you're just opening yourself up to a little bit of risk. So just be careful. Okay. So my WeX trades that I've got left here, 𝗬𝗟. And you can see the 𝗬𝗟 trade that I've set up here. Look at this. I've got a TP at 603.9. That is my TP zone. That is where I'm looking to exit. So you can see even on this chart on WeX, look at this, looking nice and bullish, which was the move we were looking for, that inverse head and shoulders. That is now playing out. So pushing nicely. My TP is set, 603.9. I'm taking profit in that zone on 𝗬𝗟 if it hits that area. And then Ping, I'm undecided. I think Ping could be an absolute banger for us. So we might want to just let that one run. Let's see if we can hold that one as long as possible. Now, let's talk WIF and just to explain why I had to close this thing. I mean, we had extreme pumpage. So I gave you a couple of levels on WIF on Friday. One of them was our first zone was 2.27. Okay, that's where I got my first buy. Then I picked up my second buy at 2.2. We had those limit orders waiting at 2.2. Why was it important for me? It was a 0.5 fib hot zone for me, plus horizontals here in play. So we knew there was a bounce zone. Look at that candle, bang, off that area there for us on WIF. And then such a mega pump. So I closed that one. And, you know, this is why. Look at this major resistance band, big horizontals at play here for WIF. Huge area for us, 786. So for me, that's enough. You know, that's a danger zone for me. Look for some kind of consolidation in this type of area. And then upside traders, if you are still in WIF, there is an upside target for you, 2.95. I think we can get there, but what might it look like? You're most likely going to see something like this on WIF, some kind of flag, and then at some point it's going to pop and shoot higher. So if you want, you can dial into lower time frames and try and grab that kind of breakout there. But alternatively, for me, it's sit back and wait. And I'm going to look for a few lower levels on WIF. So I'm going to give you the levels that I'm looking at for WIF for the next trade. And it's as simple as this. I'm going to take my fibs from the lows to the highs, and I want to start figuring out where my hot zones are. And look at this absolute banger already. Okay, so we can already see we've got 2.45. That's a banger zone there for me. And then I've got another one here. This one. Oh, this is great. Okay, double anchored VWAP here, 50-day MA. So the hot zones for me on WIF, if and when we get a flush up, 2.45. 2.34. Those are your hot zones. Those are the big ones that I'm going to be paying attention to. So that is the next trade for me on WIF. If the market keeps pushing higher, remember with these altcoins, if the market keeps pushing higher, I'm on daily, Monday to Friday on Banter Plus every day. I'm tracking these levels. I'm looking for entries. I'm looking for setups for you guys. So if the market carries on, make sure you tune in tomorrow, because then we're going to get our new revised buy zones that we can do, and we're going to wait for those entries. We are going to get them eventually. So just be patient. It doesn't always go up in a straight line. At some point, they do come down. Okay, so with traders, you've got what you need out of that one. And then Ping, I think I'm going to try and hold this one as long as possible. We had a 66% target in play for Ping, so no changes here for me. 0.268. I'm looking for that type of zone. Let this thing now carry on. Okay, we had a great entry for anybody who got it. Nice meme coin. I think it can be a banger. Okay, so 0.26. What I'm looking at, you can see on the weekly chart, this thing, I mean, it can go a long way. Okay, I mean, there's lots happening here on this Ping. So give it a bit of time. No changes on Ping for me. And then I've got Tao for you guys. So just to update on the real charts, and I've shown you on WEX. And why did I choose 603 as my TP zone? It's as simple as this: big resistance band. We can see we've got a daily resistance zone in this region, 603 to 605. That is a danger zone for me. So anybody who caught whiff with me off that, I'm not whiff, Tao with me off that 490 zone, you can see why it was a hot zone. Inverse head and shoulders for us. That was what we were looking for. Now, 603 is where I'm jumping out of this guy. So that is the current Tao target, 603 for now. Okay, naturally it can go higher. And then key supports for Tao, what do we want to watch? 534, that's a big zone for me. 534, bang. Okay, and 508 is okay. But for me, 534, that's the big one you want to watch. Remember, all these charts go straight into Sniper Club directly after the show. If you want a piece of Sniper Club, there's a link in the description for you. After the show, Ray drops all of the charts in that channel, in my channel on Sniper Club. Just make sure you watch the show for context so you understand what I'm talking about when I am showing you these charts. Okay, Ray, we got some time. We got a couple more charts. Let's talk CAS. And I mean, this thing, I just want to show you guys this CAS on the weekly. It absolutely erased the entire 5 or 6 weeks of pain. Look at this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 weeks of pain on CAS erased in like Saturday afternoon or whatever's just happened here. This thing is absolutely motoring. So there's an interim target coming on CAS, 0.17. That seems to be locked in now, but how do we get there? Most likely with a little bit of up and down in the meantime, unless the Asians come out and they just absolutely rip this thing. But you can see here, CAS 0.174, looking for a push into that zone, then possibly some kind of rejection there. So you can see why that's a hot zone for us. Exactly the same principle, massive daily level here. Danger zone, danger zone, danger zone, 0.174. Look out there, leverage traders. Be careful up there, 1.74. That is your target. Right now, nice support. We've blown through major areas now. So anyone trading CAS, 1.48, hot zone, great area. And then 1.39, hot zone, great area there for CAS. So you've got some nice supports now that you've blown through. It's old resistance. It can act as support for you on the way up. We've got a nice upside target there on CAS. And, looking at this CAS chart, just like this, you can see there's a story unfolding here, just like that Tao chart. So not that we want to jinx anything, but you can see we might get a scenario like this when we do get our pullback. And that is going to be ultimate entries there for CAS if we can get this to start playing out for us. So lots to think about here at the moment, guys. All I can stress again is just be careful now. I've taken some profits, banked some cash here, waiting for some nice entry zones. We've done our hard work. The entries were last week, Sunday, Monday. Those were the entry zones. Then we cooked. Then we got some breakouts along the way. Remember, at some point, it falls over again, and then we start that cycle, and we start pushing. So every day, Banter Plus, Monday to Friday, I'm there hunting entries for you guys, and we'll take care of you. I see Thomas is still... Guys, don't forget Thomas, the original man. He made this for me. The bullhorn creator. Ray, any last words? Are you going to get rinsed on Doge? Yeah? Are they going to end you?
We'll see. We're at that entry that I told you to open short.
Okay. So Ray's confident is short. I'm going to try an AVAX short. Okay. I'm trying an AVAX short. Okay. But you can see I'm long AVAX, but I'm going to try an AVAX short here for the reasons I've explained, and looking for some kind of pullback there. Okay. Ray, see you later. Guys, see you later. Be safe out there. Okay. I feel like I'm going to get rinsed on this AVAX short.
I'm probably gonna get rinsed too, but whatever.